I hope we keep that energy. I don't think we are. Hey, what is this switch up? Do we got critters? Context clues, my dude. Girl, get out of there. Hightail it. Violence is not the answer, but sometimes a threat works. This guy is a walking red flag. Hello, friends and gamers. So we have a tall order of business to get through today. We're back in reverse 1999. We are still doing ANJO's character story, but we do have a tall order of business to get through today because in the last video, we started it and I only got through 2 stages. Usually with these character stories, I like to get through half in one video, half in another. So ideally, I should have made it up to stage 5. But stage 1 and 2 were very long. So ideally today, I would at least like to get through 3, 4, and 5, but we'll see how long we can go for. Because we have a tall order of business. We need to get through quite a bit. Like technically this should be the video where we get to stage 10 and I don't think that's happening. So we're gonna start with stage 3 and ideally in a perfect world, I would finish the whole thing in this video today. But I don't think that's happening. So at the very least, I want to get to stage 5. So we'll see if we can't do that. Anyways, we're starting with stage 3 today, an evening to remember. Last video, that wasn't a patch video because I have no idea when this is going up, was very cute, very wholesome, not super lighthearted, but it was lighthearted enough. And I hope we keep that energy. I don't think we are. Stage 3 is called an evening to remember. Let's get started. I'm scared because it could get dark at any minute because it already was a little dark. Anjo Nala is humming and a bullet is loaded. That's a great way to start this. Bang. Great. Cool. Shells clatter to the ground. Another round is loaded. Another bang. Ceramic bowls shatter, the rest rolling into the calabash on the ground. Hey, what is this switch up? Another round is loaded. Another bang. And so this is not like a flashback or anything. I'm gonna preface this by saying I do not speak Spanish and/or Portuguese. So if I say something incorrectly, that is why. I'm pretty sure for this character, their name is Old Quateria, but she's concerned. She rushes into the basement. All right, what a great way to start the video. So that is actually voiced. Was I actually saying it right? Oh my God. She's using the gun to get rid of the bugs. This is so goofy. Oh my gosh, Nala. I think I was saying it right, Quateria. I think I was saying it right. Hold on. Oh, I have to hear another line for that. She says, see? More and more of them have been crawling out from the cracks in the wall and floor tiles. Hey, don't run. I was saying it right enough, all right? Quateria. Yay. She's yelling at them. Oh, she's yelling bad words. Oh gosh. Do I have to censor that? I don't know what any of that means. I'm happy I didn't read it. Quateria says, who taught you those words? Chaos reigns in the basement as Nala chases the roaches. The first elder says, who gave her that gun? The second one says, a weapon like that is dangerous. The elders rush toward her as fast as their old bones can carry them. I don't even know if you can hear my voice, but Nala chases the roaches, and the elders chase Nala from the basement to the tea room, and it skipped ahead. Another bang! The source of the commotion, that black, damp creature, bursts with a short crack, leaving a puddle of methylene blue ichor. Okay, so do we got critters? Nala! That should not be the case, Nala. You should take more time with that thing. It's not safe. Quateria says, put the gun down! Her voice echoes through the home. God, this is cursed. I feel like it's gonna like lead up to like her getting fired or something, and I don't like that. I'm scared. I'm scared for Nala. Because I thought this was like she has like a history and a backstory that then leads to this, and this is like her like reprieve after this like traumatic backstory. But maybe this is the beginning. So it's only been 2 days, because the first elder says to somebody named Carla, did you hear? Old Cinder passed away 2 days ago. You heard? Okay. The hoarse voice echoes anxiously in the empty tea room. And now it's empty. Oh. He hangs up, crosses out a name in the address book, and dials another number. Oh God. The second elder asks, when's lunch? And the third elder says, we'll heat up the leftover bean porridge in the fridge. Oh, because she's busy with like the people her own age. It's sad because like the elders are like not being taken care of the same, but also she's probably lonely for like communication with people her own age. So it's like, oh, what do? We need a balance, guys. Because technically this is her job, right? The second elder says, but Nala said she'd make us grilled pork and fish today. So the third elder says she probably just forgot. The second elder sighs and says, I heard those young guys are taking her to the Progress Club down in the city. They said they even booked a fancy dinner with her at the Pearl Blue Hotel. The third elder says, Nala? Our Nala? Don't joke. Does she even know how to dance? Probably, right? The second elder says, if she can dance, then I'm a swan. Oh, there's a fourth elder. that says they like her. Ooh. To finish what she says, she said, they let her play with guns, teach her curses. Now they're taking her on adventures to the city. I'm concerned for Nala just because I don't trust these guys. So the third elder says, shoot, they're bad influences on her. And the second elder laughs and says, you selfish old fart. You just don't want to eat old bean porridge every day. The third elder says they've got too much already. The land, the people, the taxes. They publish the newspapers. These are their bridges and their trains. Everything is theirs. And us, we can't even get our pensions. Dear God. The fourth elder says it'll come. We just have to wait a little longer. They said there'd be news in December. Gosh. The third elder says December, that's what they say. But old Cinder didn't make it to December. Oh gosh. Yeah, okay. The fourth elder says, stop it. I think it's good for Nala to have some friends around her own age. That's what I've been saying, but it's like, technically this is her job, right? They're getting ready for the procession together. That should be fun for her, right? I guess, yeah. The third elder says, the procession is at that time of year again. And the second elder says, even if she really leaves us, perhaps it's for the better. It isn't like what it used to be out there. They have movie theaters, football arenas, so many things for young people to do. Wouldn't it technically be soccer? Because isn't it just the US that calls it football? Oh, wait, no, I lied. It's the other way around. Football. Okay, yeah. Why did my brain immediately switch those? Soccer and football. It is football, so it's technically soccer for the American friends. Anyways, the second elder says, what do we have? Third elder says, we've got hot bean porridge. Nala can eat 3 bowls in one go. She's not human. The second elder says, sheesh, bean porridge. Oh, it's like, see, it's already getting dark. We had like the happy video last time and what the heck is this? Church of the Dragon Slayer. Who? Okay. It's too good. It's getting to the point of too good to be true feeling. And that's what scares me. Like, am I gonna have to edit something out of this video? Nala says every household in town will come out and the streets will be filled with bananas, pumpkins, and sweet eggplants. For a little money, you can buy all kinds of things. Spices come cheap, there's cute printed cloth, and even bead necklaces. Next, we'll raise the icon and everyone will pray. I think most will pray for this rain to stop soon. The colonel said if this rain keeps up, this year's harvest could be ruined. So we'll need to raise the icon high and tall and decorate it with gold thread trim and beautiful embroidery. Okay, that was hard to read for me for some reason. Nala, holding a candle, leads Moasir through the chapel, showing off their recent work. An enormous statue lies in the center of the chapel, awaiting decoration. I don't know if they just didn't want to get a new art, but like this looks kind of decayed. But Moasir says that Nala's amazing and asks, did you really make all this? She says naturally in his voice. Nala twirls her hair, a little shy, looking away. Moasir pulls out a bottle of perfume and offers it to her. This is getting weird. I'm uncomfortable with the energy we've created today. Nala asks, what's this? And Moasir says, perfume. It's for you. And he said miss himself. What do you know? Technically, it'd be cologne, but honestly, cologne and perfume are like the same thing. They just gave them different names. It's like the pointlessly gendered objects. Like, they're the same thing. Change my mind. Perfume and cologne are the exact same thing. We just gave them different names. Anyways, Nala says, I couldn't accept it. I never use it. Scents like these make me sneeze. Besides all that, I so love the smell of morning jasmine. How could I smell it if I was wearing this? I mean, you can still smell stuff even if you're wearing perfume. I wear perfume I can't talk. I wear perfume a lot. I like things that smell nice. Throwback to the olfactory ethics lady. I like things that smell nice. But usually you can smell over the perfume. But Nala gently pushes the perfume away. That's understandable. Yeah. Moasir says, I never knew you had a sister. Yeah, that's part of the lore. I know a little bit about that. There was a sharpness in his voice. It triggered something in her, a survival instinct. A nameless, brief silence. Yeah. Aww. I know a little bit about the background lore, but like not enough to start speculating, but I feel like we'll probably come across that. She glances around as if avoiding the topic. She says, what color ribbons should I pick? Red or blue? I prefer red. I also like red, but blue sometimes is nice too. Well, sir, why are you asking about this? Like, she doesn't want to talk about it. If somebody doesn't want to talk about something that obviously like is like a soft, touchy subject with them, don't keep bringing it up. Especially something like not to spoil, but like a dead relative. Don't keep bringing it up. It's like social awareness. Context clues, my dude. Moasir says, your sister, is she about your age? Stop bringing it up. He steps forward, her hands still. He asks, are you still in touch? No, because she's dead. Hypothetically, it's not confirmed yet. Nala turns to face the questioning captain. It almost seems like he's asking about her sister to like date her. Like, oh, you have a sister? Is she single? Like, that's weird. She wants you to drop the subject. Drop the subject. But Nala says, what? Why do you ask? She steps back and then once more. I'm scared now. I'm scared for my girl ANJO Nala. Moasir says it's nothing, just curiosity. And Nala says, I don't have a sister. I just made it up. That's how you get out of it. That's how you get out of it. She says, I've got to go. I've chosen the ribbons. Oh, right. Quiteria told me to make a special dish at the home tonight. Oh, the lunch that she didn't make. Molitzer says, wait, don't go. Girl, get out of there. Hightail it. Nala turns sharply, her eyes scanning Molitzer with wariness. He says, what's wrong? Please don't be scared. It's okay. That would scare me even more. With the music change. The music change. Girl, if you don't have a weapon on you, where's the gun? Violence is not the answer, but sometimes a threat works. All right? I'm not promoting violence. I am promoting safety. Her body tenses at his movement. Okay. God. This guy is a walking red flag. I hate Mozart. All my homies hate Mozart. God. If there's one thing Reverse 1999 is really good at, it's writing an unlikable, I don't even know how to call, like an unlikable male antagonist. Because we had in the, to go back to the Allure Games revival, we had the Desert Flannel's not boyfriend, her colleague. I can't remember his name. He was horrible though. And this guy's weird. Like before it was just like, oh, get a job, leave her alone, you're stalking Desert Flannel. This, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, and I don't know if I want to, let's drop it. Let's drop it. I don't want to know. I do not want to know what this is. Seeing Nala still unresponsive, Molitzer sighs. Oh, it's getting weird again. Now what? Termites? He says, did you know perfect termite mound needs to be above 20 degrees? So that was a thought related to the termites, but to go back to Molitzer, he says, I had a brother. Switching back, when termites find the perfect soil for their nest, they feel it, examine it, then start digging. I feel like I might know where this is going, and I love how they're doing this like dichotomy between like the dialogue lines and the termite bit. I think it's actually quite cool. And if it was like written like that in a book, because this is like visual novel style, right? But if this was done in a book, like dialogue line, description about termites, dialogue line, description about termites, and then it goes to what I think it's going to. 5 stars. 5 stars off the bat. The writing, top tier. I hope this goes where I think it's going and not where it all, because there's 2 directions this is gonna go, and there's one that I really want it to go to, and one that if it goes to, I will scream. I'll be very angry. But honestly, truly, to feel that much about a piece of work, a piece of literature, means it's good either way. But back to Molitzer, he says, you might not know his name, but you'd have heard of his bank. Okay, so this nepotism. This guy has money. They dig, the termites, we're back to the termites. They dig, dig, dig. They never stop. Molitzer says the transport companies here got their first loan from him. He made a fortune. I don't like this guy the more I find out about him. He bought a house for my father, a real palatial? I've never heard that word. Thing. Yeah, a villa on the beach and that garden, but I didn't get to stay. Nala is scared. I would also be scared until their kingdom is complete. I'm assuming that's like in reference to the termites. Nala scrutinizes Molitzer from narrowed eyes. He looks back, his face contorted with unspoken pain. Nala, sweetie, please book it. I'm begging you. She says, are you still in touch with them? And Molitzer says, no, but I think I might visit him, my brother, when he's finally released. Mans is in prison. Ha ha. He's in prison. Yeah, okay, that makes me scared even more. Are they in cahoots with whatever? Why is he in prison? Okay, Nala immediately asks, is he a bad person? Which could mean maybe he was like falsely imprisoned. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. Oh no, he was just a bad person. Okay, all right. Molitzer, are you a bad person? Hesitation. Nala says, no, bad is maybe not the right word. My sister wasn't bad either, even though, oh, didn't her sister like kill people or something? Anyways, Molitzer says, I know. His voice quickens. I'm sure your sister isn't a bad person either. Then he deliberately slows down. He says, I believe you. And he stares at Nala. So, he says, could I hear your sister's story now, until their kingdom is complete once again? Wow. Nala starts with my sister, and a gust of wind blows in from an open window, knocking over a candlestick on the table. All right, put it out and let's book it. In a flash, the tablecloth has already caught fire. Nala's screaming. I would be screaming too. The flames spread quickly, climbing up the ribbons, snaking towards the fireworks in the corner. Oh, it's gonna go up. Yeah, that's a... Why did we just decide to leave the fireworks on the ground? Don't you have like the side of the road stalls for those? I say that lovingly. There's so many in Texas. It's wild. I passed by like 2 on my way to my parents' house. My parents' house is like 25 minutes away. It's not that far. But yeah, quick, put it out. Oh, she says, I've messed it all up again. Quiteria won't be able to cover for me this time. So is Quiteria know like a lot about her? Nala rushes over, trying to smother the flames as best she can. She throws herself almost entirely into the flames, and soon enough, they shrink under her. Is that like a painful thing for her or not? Because she says that was hot, but maybe it's not fully. And this is also going to kind of reveal that she's not human. Okay. Molitzer says you've already healed that immense strength, those claws. It seems like maybe they were trying to hunt down Nala from the beginning, which scares me. I was right to not trust them. He looks over her in the smoldering darkness. He says, a shadow like a serpent's tail. Because I guess it would be more normalized to have like not fully human humans, like so people having claws and stuff, like green hands would be more normal in a world where like you have like the arcanists and magic and stuff. So that's understandable. It's like a fantasy world. So that's like suspension of disbelief works there. But like put together enough things. If he was looking for whatever Nala is, because it looked like they were tracking something at the very beginning, and that's what scares me, which is why I didn't trust them. I was like, are they being truthful? I don't think so. Nala stands up, swatting the soot off her clothes. And she's scared now. I would be scared too. The serpent-like shadow retreats down toward the girl. Okay, so she can change what her shadow looks like. That's cool. The candlelight flickers, making the corner seem even darker. Molotser tries to approach, and a pair of beast-like eyes appears from beyond the candlelight. Whoa. She says, what did you see? It's getting weird. As the light flickers back again, an even larger shadow emerges, this time with horns, claws, and a scent of blood. There are legends that speak of this, of the people that disappear without a trace. Their corpses picked apart by vultures and devoured by beasts until only their souls remain, left to wander in agony. Molotser backs away in shaking steps. I support women's rights and wrongs. And you know what? I support ANJO Nala and whatever she's about to do. This guy was weird. Not saying that it's not, and it's not even like a all men thing. It's just Molotser is weird and don't be like him. Don't be like him. She did not want to talk about her sister and he continually badgered her about it. Don't be like him. Maybe he doesn't deserve to die, but anyways. Also, how he keeps saying, don't be afraid. That's weird. He says, I didn't see anything. The shadow stretches closer, trembling slightly. He says, you're an arcanist, aren't you? This is true, I'm assuming. He says, it's okay. Don't be afraid. My brother was an arcanist too. You just said your brother was a bad person. It's nothing bad, nothing unusual. But I guess also maybe being an arcanist is not as common yet, or it's like people hit it more because it's like, I don't know what year they're in, but like, you know, the witch trials and all that, like, I don't know how that would play into the lore of Reverse 1999. But Molotser suppresses the fear in his voice. I'm struggling. See, this is weird. He says, I won't hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. You're trying to get me to like this guy. And I don't know if I like him. I don't know if I trust him. I think he's a little weird. But maybe he actually is a good guy. And it's just, I got an ick early on. And I was wrong. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for a minute. He says, you're safe here. Because also you've only known each other for like 2 or 3 days. Anyways, a familiar scent, jasmine and gunpowder, fear and calm, uncertainty and reassurance, sincerity and delirium. Molotser says safe, just safe. No one will blame you for this. No one even has to know. They love you, Nala. Everyone that meets you feels that way. Everyone you meet. And I'm not someone who hates arcanists. I'm just a regular person. My brother was an arcanist too. I don't hate you. I'm not afraid. I believe in you. There is a siren outside. I hope everything's all right. Just like I believe your sister is a good person. Ha 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 is. You see, in this we are the same. We're no different. You shouldn't have to fear this world. We should be able to care for one another, to understand and to love each other. I mean, he's kind of spitting facts. Like he's kind of like let him go off. All right, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I got an ick early on and I was wrong. I'll admit it. The shadow stops its advance and then slowly begins to shrink. But you know, ANJO Nala got an ick too. She was gonna kill him. She got the ick too. But yeah, it shrinks until the horns are gone and the claws retract, leaving only the girl. He's voicing his words. He says, see, I believed in you, and you can believe in me. That's weird. You've known each other for less than a week. The air is hot, still, and calm. Molotser says, I will never speak a word of this. I don't know if I trust him. We've not known you long enough. Nala doesn't really say anything until she says, is that true then? She looks into Molotser's eyes, searching for sincerity. Because he might be lying through his teeth. Maybe his brother wasn't an arcanist. He's just a bad dude. I don't know. But he says, of course. We should be able to care for one another, to understand and to love each other. Repetitive words. Her face is vacant for a moment, then she nods. That might be a mistake, girly. Miss Girl, that might be a mistake. So she blinks, and as she steps outside the chapel, she spies something on the ground. A long extinguished green papaya cigarette. Was the Colonel there? Did he see something? Oh no. Because it can't be, the green papaya cigarette isn't, because it would be Molotser's. So it would have to be, and that's why they mentioned it earlier in part 1, I believe, so last video, that those are the cigarettes that the Colonel likes. Oh dear. So Nala says, the soldiers caught sight of my silhouette, I'm sure of it. He knows about my sister and about my fears and desires. Promised that he wouldn't tell anyone, and I desperately want to believe him. But why do I keep getting the urge to break his neck? I support women's rights and wrongs. Such thick fog. Okay, don't stay in the mist for too long. It's a part of the nightmare. Use the labyrinth to quickly navigate through it. Okay, labyrinth time, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Through the mist we go. So now there's mud everywhere. I'd better watch my step. There's the mud, I think. Oh, this is the mud. Don't worry if you accidentally step on the mud. You can still stand on it and move through it just fine. The labyrinth can't be built in an upright position on top of the mud, but other than that, the mud shouldn't cause too many issues. We need to get over here. Oh, we can't. Thankfully, there's an undo button. So we can't put, actually, this is the only place we can't put it because we can't put it. Oh, this totally worked. Oh, that can only go like that. Okay, that kind of works. She says, let's take a break here and rest for a bit. In the mud? Girl, that voice, it's been guiding me this whole time, I think. But I just can't remember whose voice it is. We're in the mud. Oh, that works. And unfolding. That works. Success. All right, it's already been half an hour. We will try to get to stage 5 today. This is gonna take a lot of time to get through. And it's cause I keep stopping to yap about it, but this is what I love so much about like visual novels and just like RPGs in general is the story of it all. So I'm like, we have to stop and talk about it, right? We have to stop and talk about it. Okay, a star fallen, stage 4. Let's go. I'm taking a little lemonade break. All right. Dear Mr. President, please accept our deepest greetings and well wishes. I hope you can look past the nasty nicknames we gave you. I'm still your most loyal servant. Who is writing this? What is that? Okay. Quateria says, Nala has some business today, so I'll be leading the poetry reading. Oh. A stir runs through the gathered elders. This is usually her thing. The first elder says, where's Nala? And the second elder says, it won't be the same without her. She loves reading poetry and we love listening to her. Why wouldn't she be here? Yeah, I'm concerned as well when this is happening. When this is happening, is this the same time as the chapel thing? Concerning. Quateria says, quiet down, everyone, quiet down. The second elder says, is she still out with those soldiers? Did she ditch us to go to the club? The club. Quateria says, no, of course not. It's nothing like that. Now, come on, let's get back to the reading. She says, inhabiting this pitiful land, dwelling among beasts. And she starts the poetry to stop the chatter, and the elders have no choice but to follow along. Pitiful man and pitiful beast, together dwelling in this ravine of life. Sorrowful freedom, friend oh friend, I'm duh. When did their faces change? The warm bonfire turns into a man-eating demon? Is it all in here? Okay, cool. All right, let me actually read it. Pitiful man and pitiful beast, together dwelling in this ravine of life. Sorrowful freedom binds you, mutating you into a beast. I've said this before, but poetry is not my strong suit. As much as I love reading poetry, I'm not like a poetry person. I'm not good at it. I suck at analyzing it. Learned that in high school. So we're just gonna read the poem. I also, obviously this is a translation from the original Chinese dialogue of the game, but I think the poem itself might be hypothetically a translation from Portuguese. So it's like a translation of a translation. So it's weird. If it is a real poem even. Friend, oh friend, kisses and caresses. When did their faces change? Family, oh family, the warm bonfire turns into a man-eating demon. Seems a little bit on the nose, I will say. Before long, the whispers return. The first elder says, I heard Nala might leave us for good. Listen, old people love to gossip, so this is just gonna get out of hand really fast. The second elder says, no way, where did you hear that? And Quateria says, ahem, what is it that has got you whispering this time? The same thing as before. First elder says, they said. And Quateria says, what did they say? The elder darts his eyes around the room and clears his throat. She's like, would you like to share with the class? The first elder says that they say Nala's leaving us. The room roars into loud debate. So Quateria wants to know who said that. And the first elder says the soldiers. They said the captain and Nala have been out together a lot. So it must have been more than just like 2 or 3 days. It's probably been a couple weeks now, I'm assuming, but I thought that before and it was only 2 days, so I don't know. Now they're saying Captain Moitzer has offered Nala a new job. Something in the capital with him. A government desk job, or maybe working for the newspaper. Oh, the second elder says to continue. Nala is leaving. She's starting a new life. The clock chimes 3 times and the room goes silent. It's 3 o'clock. Quateria says nonsense. And she sets down the poetry book and summons up her strength to straighten out her back. It's a lot of strength. I say that as somebody with back problems. Anyways, her real name is Gintalia, but she prefers to go by Quateria. And she says, everyone, listen. Why did we skip her real name? Is that gonna come? That's probably gonna come back. It all comes back in reverse. It all wraps back around. But her voice is very strong. In the past 65 years, she delivered 267 babies with her own 2 hands. Why do we need to know that? Just a thought. Oh, and she really is like their kid. It was like, that's their adult child. But if it was 20 years ago, Quateria would know she's like, not necessarily immortal, but she's not fully human. Anyways, she says, I know that all of you feel the same way. Yeah, she's their adult kid. It was her hands, her scent, and her voice that welcomed each one of those children into the world. But I guess at the end of the day, it's probably just a metaphor to be like, Nala is another one of those children, even if she was like an immortal, kind of immortal being. She's humming because that's her thing. She loves to sing. She's in her room, probably getting ready. There's a knock on the door though, and it's her. Isn't she supposed to be working? Quiteria says, have you prepared your things? Oh. So Nala says, we're still in need of a cover. I had been thinking of sewing our old socks together. They're durable enough and we can use them as a tablecloth after. I struggled with that. Quiteria looks at Nala with staring eyes. I thought it like prepared your things, like, are you leaving? Oh. She says, I don't mean for the procession. I mean your own things. Oh. Nala says, me? I promise I haven't snuck away any food this time. Not even a single piece of chocolate is out of place. Oh. Quiteria simply joins her and begins helping her organize. She says, you know, toothbrushes need to be replaced every 3 months. And if you go dancing, please dress modestly. And you must remember to always say please and thank you. And as much as you love it, don't give people nicknames. The nickname thing I don't get, but also the please dress modestly. Come on, have a little fun. I'm kidding. Also, this is like in the past as well. So it was more common for people to get really up in arms about dressing modestly, whereas nowadays it's not as big of a deal, or at least it shouldn't be. Most importantly, don't be too quick to trust others. Yeah, it's a big one. No matter what point in history you're at, don't be too quick to trust others. But who am I to say? You know, I have trust issues. Who am I to say? Nala says, why are you saying this? Because we know you're gonna leave, Nala. Quiteria doesn't respond. She just opens the drawer and helps her pick out clothes. Nala laughs and says, you're like the Pachamama from my dreams right now. Quiteria says, if you aren't careful, people lead you astray. So Nala says, oh, stop. I'm not some old fool like Flair? Who's Flair? Why are you treating me like I'm clueless? So Quiteria pinches her nose, takes a deep breath, and looks up into her eyes. So, yeah, don't remember the story, but we don't need to know it. We don't need, this is enough of, this is the gist of it. We don't need to know the whole story. You never know if something beautiful brings a blessing or a curse. A rainbow to some is salvation, but others see it as an omen of death. That's very true though. It's because not necessarily with rainbows, but I know like with rain, some people see rain as like a bad sign. But I know like, if it starts raining, I know my mom specifically will always be like, that's a good sign. That's good. The rain is good. It's a good sign. So different things mean different things for other people. But each time I looked into the future, I saw things I hoped would never occur. I hoped those omens were just shadows. Still, every outcome can be beautiful in its own right. And Nala is stunned, unable to digest the information. Quiteria says, maybe it really is a new world. A world full of potential for young people. For you. And she pats Nala's head. Oh, this is wholesome again. I was scared there for a minute, but now it got wholesome. See, the rain is a good sign. If it rains for another week, Colonel's wheelchair, I can't talk today, wheelchair will rust over so badly it'll be just another chair. Dear God. The Colonel knows this better than anyone, nervously shaking his legs and rolling back and forth in the heartfelt home's courtyard. He holds a thick bundle of letters wrapped in rose-colored paper. He can't roll this rusty wheelchair all the way to the post office alone. But soon, his dilemma is interrupted by the sound of sobbing. Is Nala sad that she's leaving or what? Because it's Nala. The Colonel says that they say if you cry during the rainy season, the rains will never end. And Mike was asking the Colonel, but we're very far in the video at this point, and I don't want to move the box. Nala says, you're here, yeah. Anyways, the Colonel coughs. He shouldn't be out in the rain, he's old. She says, I wasn't crying, but she was. We heard you, Nala. And she sniffs. Dead giveaway. She says, I just felt sad like the rain, like this never-ending rain. Colonel says, sad, an angel like you. Don't tell me playing sad is a new fad with you young folk. Oh my God, why does this feel like back in my day there was no depression? Why does this feel like that? Okay, keep it together, we're serious. Nala says, no, it's only old Quiteria came to me and told me some things. I don't quite understand what she meant by it. Now somehow, I just feel so sad. Because she knows she's gonna leave. The Colonel says, all right. And he panics, looking at Nala's head, wanting to pat it, but instead humming a tune. Oh, they voiced it in, I'm assuming, Portuguese as well. Because it doesn't, I don't really know the difference, but it doesn't fully sound like Spanish, because I'm assuming it's Portuguese. Anyways, also we're in Brazil where they speak Portuguese. In English, it is a real soldier never wastes a word, is as brave as an eagle and as strong as a tiger. A song from a bygone era of war written by a one-eyed poet. So it was written by the Colonel. She's humming and then she sneezes. The little sneeze. That's how I sneeze. He says, see? Sneeze it out and the sadness goes away. I don't think that's how it works, Colonel, but okay. Nala sniffs and shakes her head. As she raises her eyes, she notices what the Colonel is clutching behind his back. The letters. What are the letters for, though? I don't even have to read it. She read it for me. Thank you, Nala. He says, this is... Never mind. Don't look. Is it letters for her? Oh, okay. Oh, no, this is the letter from the beginning of, like, was it this part? I can't read this, so hopefully Nala reads it in English. To quote the letter, she says, this letter is once again to inquire about the pension distribution. Oh, that's what the old people were talking about earlier, that they weren't getting their pensions. And one of the old Cinder died waiting for that pension. Oh my God. And so he's been like inquiring about this repeatedly for his friends and like his comrades. That's the word. She reads, the fact is, I submitted our application 25 years ago and received confirmation 10 years ago. Dear God, that's like over this. Is it usually like that? I don't know about like the process of a pension, but is that like normal? I do not have high expectations for the amount. My years of waiting and perseverance were for something more valuable than a number. I just can't stand these day-to-day struggles, even though I now live in a welfare home and life here is quite comfortable. Okay. But recently, a group of people acting like bandits have been brutally seizing our land. That's the soldiers. Yeah. Nala says, did you mention me here? Take her away. Oh, I'm trying to read it myself because this is the 25 years, 10 years. I don't know I can't, please. I know, por favor. No, that's it. I don't know where this is coming from. I'm trying to read it to get more out of it, but no. I'm trying to like get the whole letter, but I don't think we're getting the whole letter. At least I'm not. Unfortunately, that is not one of the languages I know. I know like some words here and there because they overlap with Spanish, but that's about it. Because my Spanish isn't good either. But Nala looks up at the Colonel, then back at the letter. They thought she was gonna leave, but she never was. She probably would have been convinced eventually, though. The Colonel seems flustered and uneasy. He says, damn it, then rocks uncomfortably back and forth in his wheelchair, so that's what that noise was. Oh. He seizes on an impulsive decision. Is he giving up? He says, look at this. It's all broken sentences, incoherent grammar, and so many typos. This isn't my writing. You know that, Nala. So help me burn it. Oh, okay, so he wasn't writing the letter, but I guess maybe one of the other guys was. Because he wasn't talking about the pensions. He was not part of that conversation, but there was a bunch of other people who were. So that would make sense, I guess. But also, I mean, the broken grammar and sentence fragments wouldn't be that odd for someone who is elderly and also was in the war, because, like, they're not using those skills. That makes total sense. Not to say, like, they're stupid and that's why they went to war. No, that's not the case at all. It's more so like forgetting those skills, you know? It's why I think reading is important, so you can like retain that information that you learn in school. And you know, a visual novel counts as reading, I would say. It's not a book, but anyways, of course, yeah. She understands his meaning, comes to her as clearly as the sound of night. She says, you are a member of the Literary Society, and there are so many errors. Yes, this couldn't be your writing. I guess he being part of the Literary Society would make sense. And also, it's like a stack of letters he was sending out. The Colonel snatches the letter back. I feel like it was his letter, though. He's just trying to like pass it off as not. He says, damn again, and looks back to the entrance of the Heartfelt home. It seems so far and distant now. He meekly returns the letter to Nala, and he says, just burn it. Because that would also make sense, like, maybe he is, like, getting older, and as you get older, it is possible to, like, lose those abilities over time. That's also kind of what I was getting at. Like, even if you have those literary abilities, to, like, kind of lose it over time, for one reason or another, some more tragic than others. And maybe that's what's happening to him, so he's sending these letters. It's kind of like a last-ditch effort, because he knows he's gonna kick the bucket, which is really unfortunate, and I will cry. I will cry. Anyways, Nala holds her gaze on the Colonel, with those aconite purple eyes shining in the moonlight. I have never heard that word in my life. All right, are we gonna be continued? Oh, nope, there's the burning letter. We're not even gonna get to stage 5 today. We might not be able to do Lopera's character story. I'm gonna be so real. On the terrace at night, between two pillars, a wire holds up the elders' uniform white cotton shirts. The embers vanish beneath the puffs of smoke rising from the roasting corn stalks. They watch the letter burn to ash, its edges curling in the fire. Oh, what do you think he's doing? Nala says, do you think he's watching us? Didn't she say that before, too? The Colonel says he's probably busy writing complaints to Heaven's representatives. Were these his letters? No. Oh, that's so sad. Because one of the lines was, I don't have much hope for whatever now. Oh, God. All that is left of the paper is ash scattered over the ground. No, that's what he was getting at. He's like, that though they weren't his letters, but those were cinders. Oh, God. Nala stares intently at the ashes. They were either his and he's lying about it, or they were Cinder's. Colonel's mustache twitches. He says, that's your decision to make, not mine. And he struggles to squeeze out the words. Oh, is that the to be continued? Yeah. Do we want to make this video a little bit longer and try to do 5? Because we're only like 50 minutes. This is going, I will say, I feel like I've been doing this for like 5 minutes, but this is actually going by very quickly. So like, because I'm probably going to take a break after this video, just because that's usually how I record things. I don't like to I need to take a lap around my apartment. All right. I need to get up, take a little break, come back after 2. I can only really go for like 2 hours at a time. There's been exceptions, but sleep talking. I guess we're going right into it. I am going to try to be speedy with this one though and not pause a ton. I say that, but watch there be like deep lore implementations we have to talk about in this one. Oh, we're back in the chapel. God. It is midnight and Captain Moatzer is preparing to go out when he sees the colonel sitting in the chapel cleaning his gun. That's a sight to behold. Is it Rio Grande? I guess it is grand. I hear people say that in text. I thought they were just saying it wrong. Okay. That's a reference to an earlier video. Anyways. A G43 semi-automatic rifle. I don't know what that is. He says Shorty used it once. He said it was quite handy. A Springfield rifle with magnified sight. Is that a different one, or are we talking about the same gun? Mass 36 carbine. What are we talking about, Colonel? The last one, seized from our prisoners of war. See, I was on your side, Colonel, and I'm starting to come off that side. Now that we're talking about prisoners of war, starting to come off that. No, these are different guns. Okay, they're different. And finally, a .357 revolver, just like the one in your hand. I don't know what these are. It's gonna be so real. He seems to have anticipated Moatzer's arrival. Okay, he says they're well maintained. And the colonel says yes, but they're all empty. Good, good. Moatzer says no matter, at least they're good for show. Why do I keep saying they're empty? I feel like somebody's gonna steal one of them and it's like, oh, it's fine, it's empty. And then surprise, it's not, and then boom, I'm scared. Please be safe. The colonel says, I heard you're leaving after the procession tomorrow. This is one of those like stories in a gacha game where we're really like towing a line of, can I even post this? The last time I had a moment like this was a PGR story. The Roland character story. Yeah, damn. Oh, what did he say? I put my hand down and it hit my mouse. Like my finger hit the button. Moatzer says, our wounded have recovered well thanks to your nurses here. Knowing that you're living well under their care gives me peace of mind. This is a country growing stronger by the day. I hope one day soon we will be able to ensure the welfare of all our elders like you, but not of Cinder. Cinder died, and he's mad about it. The colonel, he's mad about it. Look, he lets out a sneer. He knows it's all just fantasy, essentially. Moatzer says, did I say something wrong? And the colonel says, no, my nose itches. That's a lie. So Moatzer says, all right. Then I should go check on the horses in the stable. After all this rest, they might need a new shoeing, and we're hitting the road in a couple of days. Good, please leave. Oh gosh, don't take Nala with you, please. Moatzer takes 2 steps out, then the colonel speaks again. Oh, he knows the horse. Oh. So they were lying all along, and that's why they're the bad guys. And he's just agreeing to it? Moatzer says, you have sharp eyes. He's agreeing to it, though. The colonel says, I happen to know its former owner, and his fate was not ideal. Okay, so maybe it is not that. No, maybe it's not bad. Benefit of the doubt. Moatzer says, I suppose that depends on your definition. And the colonel does not respond. It dawns on Moatzer that he hasn't looked at him once through their conversation. He just stares at the barrel, unflinching. Moatzer waits a while, then, realizing the colonel has nothing more to say, turns back. But he stops again after 2 steps. And he says, you know, you're very much like my father. Weird flex. Even the colonel says, then I apologize. Moatzer says he always preferred riding horses, even as the cars took over the roads. A horse is an extension of a man's spirit, he said. All right. The colonel says that is well said. And Moatzer says he died on horseback in the end. All right. He only said, sir, I have to read the rest. Pardon my boldness, he says. But may I ask, do you have children? It's a weird question to ask. But the colonel says a son, yes. Moatzer says, well, then perhaps I could recommend him for a position in the government. If he's willing to learn and works hard, he could get a post in no time. What? Yeah, everyone's dead. The son died. See, this is why you just don't ask about people's family. Because not even that the fact that they might just be dead, but also like some people have bad relationships with their family and don't want to talk about them. So that's just like, if somebody seems weird about their family when it's brought up in conversation, don't prod. Let it be. Let it lie. Like, don't get into it, because they could be dead, and then it's a really weird conversation. Or if they're not dead, it's just like a, hey, I'm not on speaking terms with this person, because that's an unfortunate reality for some people. Anyways, Moatsir is a weird guy. We're back around to that. Colonel uncomfortably moves his jaw, trying to adjust it. He says that day his mother told him to go find work, but instead he went to the San Sebastian Square to watch the chicken fights. That day there was some chaos in the square and a bloody fight. He was shot dead. All right, we're towing a line here. To this day, I still don't know what happened. Now I can't even remember the last thing he said to me. A bullet, it may have different calibers, different materials, but none of them carry their owner's name on it, do they? I mean, it could. You can write things on those. No elaboration. The colonel says it's strange, isn't it? That after living a life of war, it is my son that dies in peace. I mean, it's a hard reality. In everything, there should be cause and effect. And there's not. There should be in a perfect world, but it's not always like that. It's like that the phrase, everything happens for a reason. I hate that phrase, even though people around me say it so much. I hate that phrase because it's like, sometimes bad things happen, and hearing that is just like, that's the worst thing to hear. Because it's like, what was like with the colonel, for example, it's like, what was the reason for his son dying? Like, come on, come on. I get trying to like, it's okay with like little things like that, but sometimes it's just like, hey, it's not, you know, like big things like that. It's like, sometimes bad things happen, and it is for no reason. The world can be cruel, but it can also be a very loving place. So it's like, shades of gray. A reason, anyways, but so often it seems things happen for no reason at all. Yeah, we see the effect, but cannot find the cause. Sometimes bad things happen and there is no reason. It just sucks. Moatsir says, I suppose so, but you're a man of war, Colonel. You must have learned that harsh lesson long ago. Bro, I've never been to a war. I've never been in a war. I've never been a man of war. And I learned it a long time ago. Like, sometimes bad things just happen. And it sucks that it is that way, but it is that way. It's just how the world works. We don't live in a perfect world. A perfect world is fantasy. Anyways, the colonel says, of course, he was a foolish young boy. He got what he deserved. You're saying that about your son dying? Colonel, I know we all cope in different ways, but that, yeah, Moatsir says there's no need to say that. I'm agreeing with him for once. But I must disagree. Everyone dies for a reason. Unless you're gonna go the route of saying, like, we all die. What was that? We all die, you either... Oh, I can't say the whole meme. I will get demonetized. Anyways, but unless he's going the route of, like, everyone comes to that end eventually, unless you're immortal, which would we have a little bit of in reverse 1999 sometimes. Anyways, the colonel says, including the people you've executed. God damn, that's a hard line. But Moatsir just says yes. He admits it. I don't know which way this is gonna go. He says, I know every one of their crimes and exactly which level of hell they're destined for. But I don't know who he's taken out. I don't know who, you know? So like, you know every one of their crimes. Are they actually crimes? Or is it just, I don't like how this person looked at me, like that sort of thing? I don't know yet. I don't know who to trust yet. Because the colonel says their crimes paved the way for your future. So that's why I'm like, you know? And there was the letter, I'm assuming the letters written by Cinder that were burned, which is really, really, I didn't even think about that. Cinder's letters getting burned. That's, oh. Because Cinder is like related to fire. Moatsir's tone turns harsh. Okay. He says, I still don't understand where your hostility comes from. I mean, I kind of do, if this is going the way I think it is. The colonel chuckles softly. He says, Stelina, you've been around long enough. You should know what life is like here. For the old, it is all gossip and griping. We watch the cocoa grow, willing away our twilight years with trivialities. But when it comes to a young man, it's different. Oh. Has it been cacao this whole time? No, cocoa. Okay, because cocoa comes from a cacao tree. So I was like, wait a minute, have I been reading it wrong? No, we're good. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. So he's upset, kind of what I was getting at the beginning of all this, that it sucks that it has to come to this. Like, if a problem goes on for so long that war has to come out of it, what good is that? Like, we couldn't have talked it out. But again, it's not a perfect world, so that's the thing. Like, you can be upset about it, like it having to come to this, but also it is a harsh reality that we don't live in a perfect world. People kind of suck sometimes, and I think that's what the colonel is getting at. He says, instead, boys find themselves embroiled in brawls over honor and retribution, chasing dreams of titles and glory. It's the same stupid games they play everywhere: politics and machismo. I kind of know what that word means. Anyways, the colonel pauses, looking up at Moatsir. He says, you tell others you have a brother, but what you don't mention is that you put him in prison yourself. Oh, okay. All right. Give me more of that. So he is the bad guy. Was it just, Eavesdropping is beneath a man like you, he says. That was him with this. Ooh, I knew it was him outside the chapel that day. The colonel doesn't reply. Faces he hasn't thought of for years float before him. The line between life and death blurs. Wait, why is this actually I wasn't expecting the character stories to go this hard. We could say I wasn't expecting them to go to this hard because there was so much whatever is the word. Not drama. Drama isn't the right word. There was so much discourse about the main story update. I wasn't expecting the story quest to kind of go this hard. At least with this one. Ooh, they're digging into it. Did they just do it with the story quest? Oh my, because I've seen the discourse for the main chapter update. Anyways, Moetzer says, that's where you and I differ. I don't play the game, but you do. You do. This, like, chasing dreams of titles and glory, politics, you do play the game. Because even by choosing to not play the game, you're like, it's still, it's like the whole thing of like choosing to not take a side is still taking a side. But also, Moetzer, I believe you're a nepotism baby. So you are playing the game. In fact, you own most of the pieces. Yeah, I set the table. You're still playing the game. It's like a game of D&D, right? The Dungeon Master is still technically playing the game, even if they are the one setting the thing up. They're just playing a different role in the game and they have more power over everyone else. That's where he is. And he probably, I'm assuming he realizes that, but he doesn't, I don't know. Like, he's been born off and raised off nepotism. So he's like, I deserve to be here, when you really don't. He says, whoever sets the rules controls the outcome. Yeah, that's nepotism. And a lot of other things. All right, I'm assuming this is in reference to probably the main story or lore from the main story that I did not get to, or real life historical lore I don't know about. And that is okay for now, even though it probably shouldn't be because the American education system is kind of bad. Anyways, Moetzer says when Pedro II decided to stay, when he received the reply, the apple is ripe. When he gave the cry of Ipiranga, he won not with a sword, but with a crown. That is a line that goes hard, but not for the reason you think it does, Moetzer, because it's like, I read this and I'm like, nepotism. In fact, we've never been part of a true revolution. We only passed through one skirmish after another. Maybe we should be in a true revolution. I'm not gonna finish that. Only fools believe in seizing power. When you know the game, power finds you. But that is the thing you would only hear from somebody who already had that power to begin with, right? Like, he says only fools believe in seizing power. Like, that's because you had the power to begin with, dude. It always was in your hands, in like your family's hands. So what the heck? You grew up that way. You feel entitled to that power. I hate this guy. I was right for hating him and getting the ick. He says control the cause and you control the effect. I don't like you. I hope we fight him later. I think we should have let Anjanala go crazy. Captain Moetzer loads 2 bullets into the colonel's rifle. For why? Pulls the trigger. This unprompted? The weapon is clearly well preserved and finely maintained. But as the hammer falls, the bullet stays inert in the chamber. Is it go boom? Okay. Maybe he knows it's broken and what's about to happen. Oh my god, wait. Moetzer says, what a shame. Your rifle is broken. Time. A vast, solemn, stirring graveyard. Having walked this graveyard for half a century, the old man finally lets out a silent sigh. Oh god, I feel like I know where this is going. But hey, I thought Anjanala was gonna kill that guy earlier, so who am I to say? The colonel says we've conquered the wilderness of this land. Somehow, we failed to coexist with civilization. Bastos turns and steps into the silent darkness. He raises one hand and waves behind him. Then he lifts both hands above his head. Okay. It's to be continued. Okay, I mean, we're gonna end there for today. But that was a lot. Okay. All right. Okay. Listen, I wasn't expecting it to go this hard because there's still valid discourse and things to discuss with this event, and I feel like that's why it's taking me so long to get through, because there is so much to talk about with this character story in general. And I feel like it'll be the same for Lopera once we get to hers. But oh my god, it's really good. Like, it goes really hard. Because that's the thing. I feel like there was discourse and we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. But I think they're doing an okay job of some of the discourse, like, with it. Because just because something involves the discourse doesn't mean it's inherently bad. It just means there's a lot to talk about with it. you know? This is really good though. I think we can do some polls. I was like, where did Vila go? She's in the picture frame. I always forget to look in the picture frame. Oh, I don't think we can't do a poll. I only have 10 clear drops. All right, well, that's unfortunate. Next time then, we do polls next time. I actually really like Overcast October so far, because that's the thing. Mozart, bad guy. They're making him out to be the bad guy. It's not like they're like, we're on his side, we trust him. No, he's a bad guy, and they're making it very clear that he's the bad guy. And that's okay. That makes sense. Anyways, that's it for this video. I just need to get this outro done because I could sit here yapping for ages. But anyways, if you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more and click the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. As always, I hope everyone had or is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world. I was gonna say don't be a Nepo baby, but at least acknowledge it. Admit to it. If you're gonna be a Nepo baby, admit to it. Live up to it. And you know what? Maybe that also is a bad thing, because Mozart kind of is. Anyways, I said I could keep talking about this. Goodbye, everyone.